What was it like
Right.
working on the set of Jam with Michael Jackson?
Yeah, man. That was like it was gangsters on that set, but you see, everybody had Michael Jackson covered. We did that in Chicago. That's one of the most gangsterous spots in the States.
Right.
And everybody made sure Michael Jackson, Naughty by Nature, Michael Jordan, Heavy D, rest in peace. Man, they had us covered
Peace.
like he was the president. You feel me?
Right.
Like they had us covered. It was a whole different level of respect for the game, for our artists, for our people. It's like now our youngsters gotta know only thing you killing is your own kind.
Right. And you know what's so crazy, bro? I'm kind of glad that you said Heavy D, RP Heavy D, man, because Ready for Them is one of my favorites. And I just was thinking, man, like I was listening to the Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style Pump Pump. The same sample sounds like it came from Ready for Them, from Heavy D, like RP Heavy D.
I
Like,
hope it did. And if it did, it was like we ain't even artists that was even beefing over that. We was like, we came from the era of sampling records. So
right,
it was like a stripe to us if somebody sampled our stuff. We was like, hell yeah. We
right.
wasn't called the lawyers. We was like, God damn, they did our shit. Ooh, that shit is funky.
Right, just the way they flipped it, you know what I'm saying? Like I said,
Hip
yo,
hop.
this sounds familiar. This how hip hop is, you know what I'm saying? Everything reinvents itself all the time. Like
Fact.
even with like all the gems that people even redid, even this one that I love to talk about because what was your response when you hear Rita Wilson, you know what I'm saying, Tom Hanks' wife, like rap hip hop array, you know what I'm saying? And then you reinvent hip hop array with her. Like how what was your response on that?
I was like, man,
And your reaction?
it ain't nothing like the culture, yo. She ain't missed one word. She ain't
No,
missed one. Yo, she was
not
rocking
one.
that. She was rocking that shit like she wrote it. We was like hats off. We was throwing hearts and kisses to her. Like, yo, you hear this white girl here, man?
Right.
Man, she up here rocking this shit like she was writing that shit with us.
Right after COVID, because you know COVID hit her, like she was like one of the first ones, like her and Juice, like was the first ones, and then she bounced back and started rapping.
Hip hop was her antidote.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and y'all was the key, like just the response that you had, man. Like you had so many iconic moments, bro. Like even with the Tony Hawk Pro Skater, like how was it like having your song "Pin the Tail and the Donkey"? Like how did that come about?
It's crazy. It was like even the last Olympics. They said they play hip hop array more times than any other song in Olympic history. So it's like when, like every 5 years for 50 years, shout out to hip hop, 50 years of hip hop. You know what I
50
mean?
years, yeah.
And every 5 years, we used to hear the naysayers talk about in 5 years, it won't be no more hip hop. But one thing they always said after OPP, they'll never make a record bigger than OPP. And then 2 years later, 1993, we put out Hip Hop Array, a dedication to hip hop culture as a whole. And now 50 years it's been, and hip hop ain't going nowhere. And I want to shout out to all my new rappers that's coming out. I'm not one of them old head homies that's going to be like, here's mumble rap or, it's this. Y'all are the future. Y'all got that baton passed to y'all. I want y'all to respect y'all elders, respect your OGs that, man, we had to fight through every state. We had to bang through every state to make sure we had to bang with these labels to make sure the money that y'all getting right now, there was no question y'all was going to get it. So respect who laid the path for y'all, man, and keep doing y'all damn thing, because OGs over here like me is proud of y'all. Just don't disrespect, because we got connects y'all could never have.
You have any?
We always keep you
Right.
covered.
Right. I wanted to ask you too, like, who was your who you think could be like? I know it would never be another Treach. Like, who's somebody like new artist that you can see yourself in, like, into, like, which new artist you see yourself
like
on?
I said, they always ask me like who my favorite five and anything else. That's like I always say that's the most disrespectful question because it's like
Right.
50 to 100. Like for the new artists, it's so many. You know what I mean? I don't want
Right.
to just start naming names because
Naming names, yeah.
I'm saying you got J. Cole's, you got Kendrick's, you
Kendrick's.
got Young Man, you got Yo Gotti, you got. I mean, it's like it's so many different
Right.
levels of you. I would have to name like
Yeah, 100
people from every 2 years because when we came out, it maybe been 50 dudes or
yeah.
whatever. But you got Drake, you got, you know what I mean? You got so many, you got Kendrick Lamar, you got, I mean, I could go, you got.
Well, yeah, you could go on.
You got, you feel what I'm saying? You got people that Pop Smoke that passed. You got how many rappers that done died already that was those great ones that was amazing. It's amazing. Like 1,000 of them and they so dope. It's just all of them. They not just rappers, they businessmen now. They entrepreneurs. You got Nipsey in the back. You feel me? That
right. RP Nip.
Like all these homies that they have that culture in them. Like I love them.
Yeah.
Like and they dope and they talented and they doing it and they gonna make sure the hip hop culture in the game ain't going nowhere.
Right. I was kind of glad you said that, man, because you always bigged up like the next coming. You know what I'm saying? Even in your videos, like RP Coolio, which was in the craziest, like I seen fucking Andre 3 Stacks and fucking Big Boy. Like I ain't seen like nobody put them on the forefront. Yeah, nobody knew them. Like how dope was that?
On the South. They were sleeping on the South, like South ain't got the talent. Like ain't nothing from the. It was like if you ain't from New York or after NWA came out from LA, boom. When you got Twister and you got Do or Die in Chicago, when you got, you know what I mean, Trick, when you got Obi Trice in Detroit, when you got Slaughterhouse, when you got, you know, Eminem, when you got
Tech,
so many, when you got Ghetto Boys in Texas, and when you got Cash Money and them in New Orleans, and you got Luke and them in Florida, and you got, it was like we showed it wasn't just a East Coast thing or a New York thing. It's a worldwide thing. You feel me? You got Slick Rick came from London, and it was like, yo, he one of the dopest MCs of all time. It's like, from the east to west to north to south to Midwest, it ain't where you from, is where you at. But hip hop is where it's at.
Right.
Question for you.